Hey, what's up, everybody? We are live. My name is Elias Benjaloon, and this is the Hustle Science Experiment. I'm really excited because we've got Stephanie Dominguez joining us today. Stephanie is over at 101.tax, and we've got a really exciting business lesson to share today because she recently, for the first time, used AI, but actually created a course and a book and is selling that course now. And we'll share more about the life lesson in a little bit. But Stephanie, thank you for making time to be with us today.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah. So tell us all a little bit more about yourself and your entrepreneurial journey.
Okay, so I used to work at the barrage at the casino here down at the strip. And I used to work a 9 to 5. And then after, I guess there was like some situations where I felt like I needed to do more in life or like, change my career. So I started to invest in myself. I started to learn more things. And then we went to a chat GPT convention, which was amazing. They taught us everything about ChatGPT and how to use it for your business. So that's where the journey started.
Yeah, that's super exciting. So, yeah, how long have you been doing business? How long ago was it since you left the Mirage?
I want to say a year from now.
Oh, wow. Okay. So kind of fresh into it. So that's really interesting because a lot of the folks I've talked to have been in business for a while, and then ChatGPT kind of changed things up for them. But it's interesting
Mhm.
because you kind of got started at the beginning of this ChatGPT wave, which is a really interesting perspective to have. And so, can you tell us what you accomplished using ChatGPT?
So sorry. Yeah, I did a course book that we did because we're teaching taxes. And here's our course book, just using
Awesome.
AI. So the first time we launched this, it was harder because everything was by hand. We had to go back in the books and like write all like the details, everything. It was so hard. It
Right.
took us like 3 months. But then when we went to the ChatGPT convention, that's when it all changed. We're like, wait a minute, let's redo the book. And it came back way like a lot more better and also a lot more faster as well. So this is it. This one took, I think, like a month and a half to make instead of three
Okay.
months. And it
Yeah.
came out a lot better. I don't know if you can see it. Here it is. I can probably just go through it real quick. It gives you all the tax laws, the basic tax formation, everything. So we started as a outline first, and then we
Hmm.
started filling in the blanks using ChatGPT as well.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And so, what was what were some of the prompts that you were using to kind of get those responses from ChatGPT? Like, what were you asking ChatGPT to help with?
Okay, so I don't know if anybody else has used ChatGPT. You have to be like Eli said. You have to be really detailed in the way you ask ChatGPT because it will give you the wrong answers. So I
Right.
would ask ChatGPT, please create for me a course for tax preparation, and it's going to be a basic one. So once I asked it, it's like I'm sorry. So the way I asked it was on ChatGPT, you are creating pairs.
That's awesome. So that was like the initial prompt, and then based off what it gave you, you kind of had like a back and forth conversation with it to really, oh, actually, we don't want to include this like section. We want to focus on the 1040 form right now, for example, or change the tone of voice. Um, did you have that kind of experience going back and forth with it?
Yes, because sometimes it would go like really technical, and then we're like, no, 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 we want it more simple. We want to break it down more simple. Can you please rephrase simple, or can you give me more information regarding the 1040 or a certain area that it gave us in the course?
Yeah, that's super cool. ChatGPT to me feels like a calculator, but for words, right? It just helps us do that much faster. The CEO of OpenAI, his name is Sam Altman, and his team created ChatGPT. On a podcast, he shared that ChatGPT is supposed to act like a nominal human being, like another person in the office that you could work with. What do you think of that statement?
It is true, very true, and it's like super. I'm sorry, hold on. Oh, yeah, okay. It's very true what he says. It's very helpful. It's like an assistant. If you need
Mhm.
something done, it does it right away. And then, like you said, you just have to, it's not 100%, but you just have to add like the human touch, some adjustments like in everything. But yeah, it's an amazing assistant. It helps us write emails, get back to our clients, and more things that we also use it for.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Um, uh, Tell us more about like, did you doubt ChatGPT when you first started using it, or when people told you about it? Did you have some doubts about it, or what was that like?
So before we went to the convention of the ChatGPT, I was like, what is this? It's scary, it's interesting, but at the same time, it was like unknown. So I was like, it was kind of freaky at the beginning because we don't know what it was. But then once we got to see what it was actually, it was like mind blowing. You can do so much with it and it helps you with everything.
That's incredible. And you said you're using it now in your office more regularly, like with emails and social media and stuff like that.
Exactly. So even like on Instagram, when I want to create a story, I don't know, like my mind goes blank. So I'm like, okay, ChatGPT, you are a creator of Instagram stories. Please create a story for me. And I tell it what I want it to write. And then if it's too like technical, I would like rephrase it more funny, rephrase it more motivation. So you can just change it, and it's really good in everything. Mhm.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And Coach Amber Jones, thank you so much for watching and tuning in. And she kind of shares that same, feeling, doubtful and fearful at first, but turns out to be super helpful. It's really easy to use, right? Just go to chat.openai.com, set up an account, and then boom, you're off to the races. I can't believe how easy it is to actually use.
Yes. Hmm.
What advice do you have for folks that aren't using ChatGPT or AI tools, or they're still kind of closed off from it? Like, are you trying to tell people that they should be using it, or or are you keeping it for yourself? Like, what are your what would you tell somebody who's not using ChatGPT?
First of all, I would take a course on ChatGPT definitely, because if it's not like Google, people think it's like Google, like just ask it like what's like simple questions, and it's not like that. It's more complicated, as in like it gives you more answers, more information if you learn how to use it. So first thing is like find a course or somebody that can teach you how to use it, because if you don't know how to prompt things or you don't know how to ask it, it won't give you the 100% what it is. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah, that does make sense for sure. And you know what? Since you brought that up, I have a course. I have a AI course. It's called the Digital Revolution Mastermind, and it's a crash course on AI. And I'll drop it in the link, and it's free to attend. And I go over a bunch of different prompts to use ChatGPT, different strategies, all that jazz, and then some other tools beyond it. So thank you for the tie into the plug there. I'll drop it in the chat when we're done. But
Yeah, definitely get
going
it.
back,
Mhm.
awesome, awesome. Yeah, thank you, Stephanie. Tell us. So moving away from, I'm so glad to hear that this has been helpful, right? So tell us some like tangible progress, right? It's not just that you have a book now that's printed, a course, but y'all have actually started teaching classes, and you all have had students, and you're actually generating sales, right? Is that all happening as a result of this course being created?
Yes, 100%. Yes. And then still on the back end, we use AI in a different way to do like the
Hmm.
prompts and answering our clients' questions. And if they want to set up an appointment with us and things like that. Like AI is a mind blowing thing. Like everybody should jump on it. It's time consuming. I mean, it's less time to do a lot of things that you would have to take a lot of time to do, emails, all that great stuff. But yes, it has helped us a lot with our courses. It even helped us with our PowerPoint as well.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love it. Moving on to our moment of gratitude for the day. Stephanie, what are you feeling grateful for?
I am grateful that I started during this time because everything's a lot more easier. Like I said, we started first doing everything by hand and like looking up the tax laws, and it was a lot more harder. I guess it's a lot more time to take in and things. So when we launched the first time, none of this came out first. But now I'm like at the right time, at the right place. All of this came out when I first started. So it's amazing. And I am so grateful for that.
Amazing. Yeah, I love that. When ChatGPT first came out and the AI wave started booming, because I'm in tech, my first emotional reaction was actually feeling threatened. And
Mm-hmm.
like how AI was disrupting everything, disrupting how I do business. And I was actually really scared at first. And then, picked myself back. I was like, this. I kind of shifted my perspective. The perspective was, instead of the doom and gloom, like we're gonna fail in this place, I was like, oh, this is like a new gold rush. This is like when the .com boom happened. We're in the AI boom, and I shifted my perspective to being like, well, I'm gonna go learn this stuff, master it, incorporate it in my business, and just rock with it. And so I'm grateful for that, that journey to, move away. And I think a lot of folks might still unfortunately be stuck in that moment every something new that comes and threatens your job or something. But that can also be an opportunity, and so I'm grateful for being able to see that it was an amazing opportunity, actually. Um, Moving on into our life lesson,
Mm-hmm.
tell us a little bit more about the life lesson you want to share with us today.
Life lesson is to not be fearful first, because like you said, when it first came out, it was really scary. We're like, oh my god, it's gonna take our jobs, it's gonna do this. But it wasn't. It was actually a tool to help everybody. Like, instead of letting it use you, you use it for your benefit, for your business, for the outcome of it, you know? Don't let anybody, like, educate yourself. Keep looking for new things. Because if we stop, the people who have AI or that use these tools, they're going to outrun you, because a computer is faster than a human, and it takes you longer. So use the tool, and that's the life lesson I have, is don't fear the future. Like, get along with it. Like, use it. Don't let the system use you, but you use the system.
Absolutely. And that lesson on not being fearful probably also ties back to that shift that you had made from, a secure, maybe more consistent job at the Mirage to the unknowingness, or maybe not consistency, but you know what that job is, and then you're moving to the unknowingness of entrepreneurship. Can you, share a little bit about, what that experience was like? Were you fearful at all? Were you like, no way, 100%, we got this, we're doing this? Like, what was that personal experience like for you?
So when I used to work at the Mirage, it was a 9 to 5. I knew exactly what to do. I knew exactly, in and out. That's it. But when I changed to, like, now that I'm an entrepreneur, it's different. Of course, it's going to be scary, because you're at the, like I said, the unknown is scary. But now that I look back, I mean, everything that you do in life, you have to, like, put yourself out there. If you don't roll the ball, you're going to stay in the same place. So going back to, like, AI, I remember I used to work at the food and beverage, and how AI was taking over. And I used to be a union rep, and the union rep told me, Stephanie, like, the only thing we cannot go against in the contract is AI, artificial
Really?
intelligence. Yeah, they say they cannot go against that. So during that time, they laid off half of the cashiers, and I don't even think it was half. It was like 70% of cashiers were laid off, because now they have a tool that they use. You know what I mean? It was a computer where you can use your credit card. Bartenders as well got laid off, 70% of them, because they're using a mechanical bartender. So
And
you
that's
see all
happening in
these.
food space too.
Yes, it's happening. I don't think it's just happening at the MGM, but all over the place. Even when you go to the stores, there's not enough cashiers. It's taking over. So then I realized, I was like, well, what am I gonna do? I'm just a food and beverage, it's, what is it called? Barista. So I was like, eventually it's gonna take over my job. So I have to get going and see, what am I gonna do? You know what I mean? In the same concept, you either use the system or the system will use you, basically.
Right. Yeah, it is. it is a scary reality to have because I feel like the Wi-Fi went down slightly, and I want to make sure we capture every ounce of this conversation that we're having. And so, um, what what do you think? Do you think everybody should be shifting into a level of entrepreneurship because of AI? Like, is that the message here that AI is coming for everybody's jobs, and we need to, you know, take control of our future, or what's the message here?
Um, yes and no, because like I said, if you learn how to use AI, it's your benefit. But if the AI replaces your job, it's going against you.
And there's
So
probably
I would say,
jobs, right, to manage AI in the company too, right? Like
mhm,
that might also be a thing.
exactly. So I mean, it just depends what you do in a company. If you think that you're replaceable, I would definitely look for another job. I mean, I would definitely invest in myself so that way it doesn't sneak up on you when it
Hmm.
happens.
And investing in yourself, that's like going to that conference that you went to where it was like the unknowns. You didn't know anything about this stuff, but you paid for the ticket, you made the time, you went anyways, and that put you on a completely new track in life.
Exactly. Exactly. Because everybody, like, if you talk to a regular worker at the casino, they're going to tell you the same thing. We're scared of this. They know it's coming. They just don't know when.
Yeah, and you know what? I would argue that it's already here, right? Like it is here.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
You know, one of the things that I've shared through TechStart in the past, maybe I could get it up on the screen here. Yeah, it looks like I can. If you don't mind, I'm just going to share this, and I'd love to get your reactions on it. But it speaks to what we're talking about here, and it's that this digital revolution is unrelenting. And really, what that means is there's a digital divide. Not everybody has the technology skills, but the people who have the technology skills, like yourself, learning how to use AI, learning how to use the computer, learning how to do all the tech stuff, folks that have those skills are out earning more than 70% of the rest of the workforce. And a big part of that
Mm-hmm.
workforce is hospitality. And this is a trend that is only growing faster and faster. It's at 15% growth rate right now, but it's probably going to continue happening faster. So try to talk about this to hospitality workers specifically because I feel like hospitality workers, drivers are still at major risk here for this kind of disruption. Do you agree?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. Definitely 100%.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I really appreciate your time today, Stephanie. This has been an awesome conversation. Can you tell us more about the work that you're doing? How people can get in touch with you and sign up for your class?
Yeah, so we create course books. So if you have any question, you can reach us at info, info101.tax@gmail.com. So info101.tax@gmail.com. And then we also have tax courses if you're interested. If you need any help, I know we want to launch also a like AI for Spanish speakers because I'm sorry for Spanish people because I know this is only given for people who speak English, and I know that the Spanish culture also wants to get involved. So
Awesome.
you can reach us on there, and then we also have a website which is info101.tax at .com.
Sweet. Yep. And it's 101.tax for the website. So boom, there it is. And then folks can go here to register for your class. Oh, and another thing I'd love to share with everybody that's watching, Stephanie and your team. Thank you so much to the team at 101.tax for partnering with us over at the Promise Startups Conference. So really excited to see you on September 2nd. And we're really thankful for y'all. For everyone that doesn't know, 101.tax is going to be sponsoring our tax and finance education classes in Spanish for the upcoming Promise Startups conferences, which are free to attend first Saturday of every month at Nevada Partners. So, Stephanie, huge gratitude to you and your team for making the time, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you guys for having us. We're so excited to launch, and this is great news for what we're working for. Mm-hmm.
Amazing, amazing. Well, have a great day, and folks, if you're watching, feel free to drop a comment with any questions you have, and Stephanie and I can, we'll get notified so we can come back to it. So if you have questions about how Stephanie was able to launch grow her business using AI within her first year of even starting a business, just drop a comment below, and we'll see it.
Yeah.